What up, YouTube? You know me and behind the scenes stuff. So there's not a lot of people that check this stuff out, or I'm sure like even in the reaction space, I'm sure there are, but like I don't know that they post it. Like, and honestly, like I don't. I've asked like, what is happening? Stop that wires. Um, if you know, like usually it's just me watching. If you guys even care to watch it with me, I would watch it on my own regardless. So I can not post it, but it's fine. We can interact and stuff. Like I I'm lonely here sometimes, and it's just me and my dog. So it's cool to talk to you guys, even if you don't talk back. Go support Ren. Go like, go subscribe, please. Love to have you here as well. Make sure you smash that like. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Appreciate it very much. It does support the channel. It does help. Um, yeah, and anything you want me to check out, by the way, you don't really need to request Ren stuff unless there's something I absolutely haven't done, seen, or know about. Which by all means, please do, because I've done probably more of his stuff than like anybody. So, but Patreon's the best way to go. Otherwise, I do read all my comments. So jump in. I don't want to waste too much time here. I don't even have to put headphones on for this stuff, man. It's I don't think we have music going on. Let's just kick up. Let's just kick up the speakers. We good to go? Let's go. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Welcome to Monday. Welcome to the week. You know what's funny? This just gave me like deja vu, um, somewhat nostalgia, and made me sick at the same time. I've been in this space, going down an alley that I don't really recognize, where things look a little sideways and a little blurry. Um, dude, I know that. I know that. Luckily, it's been a while, but
Although I would kind of rather film them and then once they're all there, then put out together for the promo ideas, because that's probably going to be quite a big promotional campaign. You know?
We're going to do something like screeches on steroids.
What were screeches?
what little spot is that? Where are they? Dude, I feel like I recognize London's not that big. I was in London like 6 months ago. Jesus, no, like 8 months ago. Um, anyways, people talk a lot of shit about London. I read a lot of things like people that live there that like I'm so glad I got out. And I'm like, dude, I was there for like, I don't know, maybe a total of like 4 or 5 days, and I fucking loved it. I want to go back. Anyways.
Remain became the character.
Oh, that was sick. Yeah, that was really cool.
It's very draining. It's very fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, maybe something like that.
I think I'm from like a camera operating point of view. If we're doing one of them as a one take,
Yeah.
I really want to like, try and push them both in terms of what I'm capable of doing.
So
I'm
hard for you
getting
pushing
more
them
and more
both. Yeah.
for like examples of what's the craziest that you've ever done. And whereas you know,
Dude,
doing
I'm sorry. It's the brightness. Something's with what you see versus what I see. I don't know why I have to fuck with this. I never have to fuck with this. All right, can we? Yeah, that's a little more normal. Let's look like humans and not like orbs that are glowing in space. Are we better now? Fuck. I don't touch these settings. It's my dog's birthday, otherwise I'd blame him. He's turning 5 today. Little Oliver.
split up 9 minute one take.
Yeah.
Was it 9 minutes or was it even longer?
Something like that.
It was like whereas that was can also at times like move faster if the tempo of the song or like if it change if there's a switch up or something.
Well, if
like
we
that.
got some almost little scuffle fight scenes, there's some really cool things we can do around that. You know, we can, and also as well, if you have any ideas of things you'd like to do, tell me, and I can almost infer the narrative a little bit, and I can change things around to infer that narrative. You know what I mean? Like even like the shooting the camera bit.
He fired 4 bullets at Screech's chest.
It's like that came because of thinking about what the camera we're doing in response to that, you know. Like, so it's if you get any ideas of like, oh, this will be really sick, I'll just try and weave it into the lyrics because I think that's.
Is it lyrics?
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you know what I mean? So they kind of suits the narrative. You're like, all right, I'd love to be able to do something like this, and I can figure out how we can make that make sense with the story.
Just to be clear, see the first character is what's the name of the first character?
Vincent. He's the main character, yeah.
And then the 2 others are the doctor,
The crazy doctor, yeah.
crazy doctor, and then the interrogator.
A true behind the scenes. Just hit record at all points in time. Look at this. I want this man's hair, or any for that matter. But wake up out of bed like that. Yeah, it looks great. Good for you, man. With your motorcycle helmet. Just an everyday badass with my cuppa.
Yeah. Richard makes a little guest star appearance in episode 1. He's the police officer that catches him.
Yeah.
Richard was an officer. Wait, let me try and find it. It's right fine. So Richard.
Do I have the same phone as Ren does? I might. Hold on, we got the same cameras. I got the same line in the top, I believe. I do. We do. Hey, you know what? We got something in common. Besides being total badasses and having eye problems. And being like incredibly musically talented. Although I'm a little older, so a little more seasoned than he is. So he'll get there at some point, but
He was an officer who stood at 6'3", was his first day back at work after retirement of absent leave, working London on the night shift, what he didn't think he'd see, was a crazed man with a guitar, started rockets in the street. Richard lived in caution now, tormented by his past, not too quick to find the trigger, click, 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 not so fast. But Richard was a righteous man, he lived inside the law, and he leapt upon our Vincent and cuffed him to the floor. And that's the end of one.
Right. We gotta move. Start a group chat and chat over some bits over creative. But if I can get dates from you both as soon as possible for your avails next month. We can do weekends, we can do whenever you want, but as quickly as I can get from you, the quicker we can start actually production.
It's also like you see the stab, and then we do see you after you've stabbed.
Also, I mean, this is a lot of cuts though. We could also hide a cut right before the fight scene. I'm just thinking the fight scene is probably going to be the trickiest one to get right. And if you have
whose fucking living room is that? That's nice.
to start all the way back at the start every single fucking time, from the snatching from the bus girl, it's just a lot.
When the spotlight comes on, we can have some kind of cut.
No
that
one's.
You could go into like a darker patch. And it's dark, and then the spotlight comes on.
If we can hide a cut there, I think it makes sense for our fucking sanity's sake. Because I think that the fight scene, to get that exactly right, is going to be tricky.
I think it makes a lot of sense to put a couple in.
Yeah. If we get like 5 good takes from each section, we've got the luxury of just putting the best 5 together, and then like not having to choose between like, you know what I mean? We can make it really, really good. And then it's got the he hears the sound of a copper, hot upon his tail proper, Vincent off his rocker, bothered by the lie that Britain sold him, what a shocker, where greedy eat the poor, a holy war, the chosen prosper. So you've got this, it's a lot more introspective, and I kind of want the visuals to kind of match that. I just want the pace of it to suddenly slow down still, but then visually I don't really know what we do there to make it visually really pretty.
As you were saying, maybe even if it's just have you lit really nicely, and then have that slow kind of orbiting feeling and slow moving, pushing, kind of just feeling it out, you know. I think,
you know what's been really, really cool? it's never going to happen in a million years. But because it's Christmassy, it would have been so cool if I ran around the corner and then there was just like a choir, like a carol singing choir, and then instead of the guitar I was like rapping it over that, but obviously not going to happen. But that would have been dope.
It's doable. That's not that far fetched.
So we see the dead body in the police lights.
Yeah.
Is we go down to the ground and then come back up, but upside down, and so we catch wherever we are. It's your legs running off.
And then where we end up with Richard is a bit different. It could even be like a high street or something. We're like coming out of those lanes and just dramatically changing the tone of the where we end up.
Yeah, that all sounds cool.
Oh yeah. This is the bit that I'm unsure about. When I'm saying Richard was an officer, because he just comes around the corner, and that's when we go into Richard was an officer. Is he doing something? What looks better? Is he doing something, or is he just kind of frozen there as I'm telling his story? Almost like he's having a little bit of a moment of trauma because of what happened to Screech, so he's just kind of like, he's almost just like in PTSD mode kind of thing. If I'm leaning against the floor doing this verse, right, the camera turns round, and then you see, I think you see the corner, and then you see him like run round, and then you see his reaction, and then it's like, Richard was I think we just kind of pan, and he's kind of like stood there. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3", and it maybe orbits him. Yeah, maybe then it comes like here, and I kind of come up and face off to him, and I'm doing that verse right in his face, and he's almost just kind of like frozen, looking kind of scared. But then it's that moment where it's like, but Richard was a righteous man that lived inside the law, so he leapt upon poor Richard and he cuffed him to the floor. Like, at what moment is that switch, and where am I framed in the moment where he leaps on me?
Because you could do one of those like in those old like gang.
You know what's interesting, man? There's a lot of artists that we watch, right, routinely. That they put effort into what they need to as a means to an end, to make sure that that's what they're good at, you know, and finances are covered from A to B, right? And then there's artists that like that it's not an A to B thing. They're not gonna stop until they figure out like and materialize everything that is going on in their head, right? Very, very different things. It's not a means to an end with Ren. It's a means to a beginning, and just figuring out what the fuck, like how to like compartmentalize like everything in my head right now, not mine. You know what I'm saying? And like try to, get my team to understand kind of what I'm seeing. It's kind of fascinating watching him. By kind of, I mean like really fascinating watching him, because like it's always like art first, you know. I've never seen him give a fuck about like, like sales volume or or just normal things that artists care about, right? It's about getting it right and the way that he sees it. I think that's important.
The movies, or like we takes two steps and then it's one of those like freeze frame, like fade outs, like Breakfast Club and things like that. Where he's walking up and then it's like that freeze frame at the end, and it's like almost like slows into it. But it could also not, like, it's one of those things that it's a fine line getting that kind of thing kind of right.
Well, yeah, I literally thought it would be like, in my head, it would just be, you wouldn't see him, you would see me.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, and he cuffs him to the floor, no. And then he'd have the impact. He literally does jump on me, but we cut to black like a second after impact. So it's just like, cuts to black. So it's just like a really quick, violent cut. Just like, it looks unnatural if we're both in shot and he does that, you know what I mean? Because then he's just like, goes from frozen to...
It depends how like artistic you want to, like arty you want to go with it, because you could always just go in on the handcuffs on his belt or something, and you film it at that point, and you just see slightly ruffled in the frame. And
I also like that Sam kind of challenges him a little bit, like to what's feasible and possible, and that he listens.
Action plays out, and you hear the audio, and you're just seeing the handcuffs and something moving.
Yeah, we can do something like that. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind him absolutely fucking me up for the sake of the video.
Because there's also, you just see that frame of the floor in your face.
If he wants to rugby tackle me and we smash the guitar, and the guitar's fucked anyway, and neither one can do it, but it would have to be the right moment.
Yeah.
I don't mind getting absolutely obliterated, but it has to be the right take.
You should mind.
But I kind of almost think it is cooler if it just cuts on impact, though.
Yeah.
Unless it is like brutal, and then it's kind of cooler if it's done. I also think as well, for the start, I actually think the camera should be doing, because it's rotating, you know, that's come on, let's out, because I'm going to be stumbling up until the fight scene moment. Yeah, up until the fight scene moment, I think we just keep the whole thing drunk, and that's when we kind of still, we've got the adrenaline, so it's like a very different sort of vibe, and we're almost like sobering up for that fight moment. Because I'm going to be stumbling too while I'm delivering my lines, and I'm going to be singing it quite slurred. So I think visually, if we're matching that as well, that's going to be sick. Yeah. So think about this from the fight scene perspective though, because it's just a bit bait if there's an already. Do I a bottle on the floor?
A bottle?
Because that could go wrong. Not in terms of, well, it's just...
No, I don't think we should do that unless we've got like, yeah, I don't think we could do it with a broken bottle. I think just a bottle on the floor or something that just...
Yeah, but how, you're fucking stabbing them, don't you? A bottle, you can't stab someone with a bottle.
Oh, you mean for the fight?
For the fight, yeah. I just think a bottle's cooler than a knife.
A bottle is cooler than a knife.
I know that there's a way you can do it.
It's with, what's it called? Glass, sugar glass, isn't it?
It's like plexiglass.
No. You just get a normal bottle. You fill it with water, and then you can bang the bottom. If you bang the top, the bottom will fall out. I know this because I used to bottle with my friends.
Yeah.
As younger for fun. You fill it with water. You just go. Psh, the bottom falls out, and then you can like. It's a lot. Basically, it'll be easier for us to. It'll be easy for me to fake smash it, so it'll look like a bottle still, but it'll be a lot easier for me to smash, because otherwise you're risking me fucking jamping my hand over.
Is it in frame?
What's that?
Is the smash in frame?
Well, this is just an idea.
I was gonna say, could you do like the Money Game 3 clip switch, like smash it and then pass you, like have another one?
Well, because it'll be the fight scene with the POV, so you'd need me to look down, find a bottle, and then go ka-ding, and then go ka-ding.
Yeah.
So it would need to be in frame, yeah.
Oh, okay.
If it's already broken,
yeah,
you pick it up and go, and it's on the corner out of frame, and then you bring it up. As long as you've got the movement and you don't really see the bottle, I think you're fine.
And then we just add a little bit of post or something.
Add some audio.
And it's also a sick final frame. Like I do like the idea of coming down, and then you see the bottle with the blood on it in frame, and then my head follows.
It rounds up, the story, because you're starting with drinking, you're ending with the bottle.
Yeah, no, it's nice. Yeah, it's real.
The amount of work that goes into a discussion for this scene is amazing. Dude, let him dispatch a bottle. It's fun. You're fine. I might argue that a bottle is more fun than a knife. I don't know. See, that's the thing though. If I'm not a fighter, but if I was to fight somebody and they had a bottle and I had a knife, I like my chances, because if they smash a bottle, they could smash it wrong. They could cut their hand. I know exactly what my knife's doing, right? So it's just your lack of error, I guess. But people, they don't really have guns out there, so it's like they're a lot more creative with objects than we are where I'm at. But
extras, we need some like loose
fucking
dialogue.
spike bats and shit.
Like,
that would be cool.
when you come across a group of lads, they're talking about something.
Do we need to hear their dialogue?
No, but it will get picked up eventually in some sort of context on my mic, so that it doesn't really matter what they're saying as long as it's like loosely it fits. Because then I'll grab it and I'll be like, yo, what the fuck?
I have so many jokes for what he just said. I'm gonna leave it though.
He stole a cigarette from me, like that, and then we kind of just leave them behind. And then it's when I barge into that guy's girlfriend, and then he's looking after me, he's like, "Oi, mate, what the fuck you doing? That's my girlfriend," sort of thing. But I think, yeah, we just kind of get that. As long as there is some stuff like that coming through. So I'm like, "Shut your mouth, you fucking slut," and then he's just like, "What the fuck?" And then
it's a Ren video. I can make my joke.
What the fuck you doing to that guy's girlfriend, and then he just leave them behind. And then it's when I barge into that guy's girlfriend.
What do you say? Hold
leave them behind. Because then I'll grab it and I'll be like, "Yo, what the fuck?" He stole a cigarette from me, like that. And then we kind of just leave them behind.
All right, I'm not gonna fight
what they're saying, as long as it's like loosely, it fits. It
doesn't really matter what they're saying as long as loosely, it fits. And then I grab the guy's.
They're saying as long as it's like loosely.
Oh, it's way too Monday for this.
Fits. Because then I'll grab it and I'll be like, "Yo, what the fuck?" He stole a cigarette from me, like that. And then we kind of just leave them behind. And then it's when I barge into that guy's girlfriend, and then he's looking after me, he's like, "Oi, mate, what the fuck you doing? That's my girlfriend," sort of thing. But I think, yeah, we just kind of get that. As long as there is some stuff like that coming through. So I'm like, "Shut your mouth, you fucking slut." And then he's just like, "What the fuck?" And then yeah. And then she's like trying to grab. Yeah, maybe he's trying to walk after me. She kind of like pulls him back, and then you leave them, and then you come to me, and then that's when it's like you see him come out of that corner, and he comes over, and he just like stands there, and that's the point where I'm doing the narrator thing.
What is that from? Shut your mouth, you fucking slut. There's a line like that in like a Sublime song. I'm not even sure I'm allowed to say the name of it. Is it date rhymes with grape? I could be wrong.
And while I'm doing the narrator, he's in either side, just like taking off his jacket and just like, just like, I think we just do it a little bit like almost over exaggerated a little bit. So he's taking off his jacket, just like, he's just like ready. He's like psyching himself up, and then that's when the camera turns around and I mean, in real life situation, he beat the fuck out of me, but luckily this is my song, so I can do whatever I want. Right, Lucas and Izzy, basically, what's going to happen is I'm going to be walking around here singing this thing, stumbling on. Big group of lads here, I couldn't figure out I want to mouth up, what the fuck. I keep on going. You guys are going to be kind of waiting for your cue on here. I think here, because then we've got a little bit of space.
Because he can come around here and then you can have
You're trying to figure out what's happening. You're going to be kind of walking hand in hand. I'm going to like barge into you a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, what the fuck? And then once you do that, you both kind of react, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, you just kind of start shouting to me, just whatever comes into your head, kind of react naturally, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And then I just kind of like carry on while you're going to be shouting at me as I walk off. I'm not really acknowledging you until a little moment. And then basically you're going to be like, you're going to try and come after me, you're going to try and stop him a little bit. So you're like, no, don't fucking worry about it. Don't worry about it, because maybe in your headspace, maybe it's just sort of like he's like someone who gets into fights a lot and you just can't be fucking bothered. It doesn't matter whether that guy's just a prick, whatever, just leave it.
Yeah.
So then you're just like, oh fuck this, and storm off. So you're going to walk on this way, but you're sort of like getting ready to follow me. So you're going to follow me up until the point where you get a cue, right? And then we go around this corner here, and we're going to walk in past here. And basically, at some point, you come around the corner, and it'll just be you, and you're going to kind of like stop here, and you're going to start like taking off your jacket and just kind of like psyching yourself up, ready to fight, right in the background. So you're just kind of like stood here, psyching yourself up.
this light.
Yeah. And then I'm going to be like here, and then I'm going to deliver this like little thing to camera that's almost like this little like narrator third person thing. So well, I'll do the lines quickly anyway. It'll be like, so as you're psyching yourself up into the camera, I'm like, it's like a narrator. So I'll be like, the rules of the street fight are simple. It's pretty much anything goes. Keeping the street pretty firm on your feet, but it pays to be sweet on your toes. And fools they are falling for clumsy mistakes, late to react, cop the fist to the face. Now the rules of the street fight are simple. Break that little prick's nose, and I turn to you. The camera comes round me and it kind of like sucks it. And what's going to happen here on the film, we're going to have someone dressed exactly the same as you in one jacket. So they're going to stick their arms on either side of the camera, so all of a sudden from the camera's perspective it looks like the camera's you now, like computer game POV style.
You'll be one of the arms.
They'll be other arm. And then that's like I'm facing you basically. And at this point you don't really need to think about too much about what you're going to do, because it's going to be like me rapping what's happening during the fight to the camera. It's like I kick just inside the camera and you guys kind of like react. So whenever there's a movement to the camera, we'll explain more when we've got the camera up. It's like your hands on the camera, like almost like reacting to my movement. And then after that scene, the camera kind of comes away from here, pulls back, and then it'll be like your body, because my character picks up a bottle, smashes it on the side, drives it into the camera, and then when we leave it, it's like you'll just be like laying on the floor, just like not dead, but you're just kind of like in a lot of pain, just on the floor, and then the camera leaves you, and that's basically your guy scene. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
And we got it. Roll it.
It's quite cool actually, this alley. Back that way.
We've also got this wall, which is the same as the wall is at the end of that alley.
Oh, okay. So we're getting closer to Johnny's Tale sort of vibe as well. This is quite cool as well, Sam. Like here, I think either sat on the steps at the end.
Yeah, because we could run to the end of that, go past into this wall, and then come into here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you came around that corner and then caught up?
Well, what we could do is, you know where the bar is, and there's that wall, the stony wall. Just as we're saying, it matches that wall.
Okay.
So you could do it so that we chase you up there, go past that wall, and then we're here.
So we don't need to go around the corner then?
No. We just come off that wall.
Wait, so hang on.
So they just kind of, they're still in kind of go mode with no regard really for even before with tenants, patrons alike. I'm sure they probably tell them like, hey, we need like this much time and sorry, like give us a hot minute.
So it zooms away from the... But then how did you give the illusion of turning?
Well, no, this is it. You point it this way, you go forwards just a tiny bit, and then whip. So as if you've got to the end.
Yeah.
Then come around that corner.
So you're looking straight at the end. There's this wall.
Yeah.
And then you.
So it will look like you've turned. So it will look like this is facing the other way, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Just faking this being around the corner instead of the other street being around the corner.
That's not. I mean, coming to a janky street looks nicer, I think. And then, like, if we light it in such a way that then when you catch up with me, I am either on this step here. The only issue with this is Rich is running around the corner. We haven't really got any place for him to run around.
We just won't see here, and he can come. We just reveal it. Or comes around that corner.
Or he comes around that corner. Kind of maybe we sat here delivering that whole last verse. Because then you got a little bit of space to kind of move around. We haven't got any like portable mini smoke things, have we? Build like a little, for dynamic's sake, almost like a steam vent or something. Not anything like that.
A lot of his like alleyway videos and shit like that, I was always like thinking like the graffiti was like done on purpose and the signs to stores, and I was always like trying to like, you know me, like read into shit like way too much, like, oh, everything has to be done on purpose, right? And like a lot of times I couldn't find any meaning. Well, obviously because there wasn't any, but I'm like, usually with a lot of his stuff, it's methodical. So that's why I love watching the behind the scenes shit. It's and I learned very early, you know, when they were getting kicked out of places, it's just like, oh, this looks good, let's shoot here. Oh shit, we gotta go.
You could just find someone to lay down and bait.
Everyone. Give me 6 mates.
So dynamically, the bottle I think is resting on the floor with the blood. I've got blood on my hands, on the tips of my fingers. We're playing like that. Is there anything else any external things that we could do to make it look quite exciting? Maybe just moody flick. Maybe the lights. Have you got any light with a flicker, Sam?
See, like you look for meaning in places. Like that is pi plus 2 dots. So 3.14 plus 2 is 316. That's today. They did that shit on purpose.
I can do that.
Like, that look cool. Just want it to look really moody, epic. I guess let's come back here at night as well, because then we'll see how it'll look very different from that. Cool? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm happy.
Catch your feet, catch your back, and actually track you running.
You know,
down there.
Sam, I'm almost wondering if you come away from the body here, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm almost wondering if, because I fucking legged it, so you come out here, you come up, and you see me almost just like dart around the corner, so you see the last sort of like few steps.
Yeah.
Then you're running to catch up with me, because you're like this, and then you run like this,
And then you're already sat down.
So it's not, yeah, well, yeah, so because I'm quite far away from you, so you're not like exactly. Then you're running after me, and it's like, do, and then when you turn from this wall here, I think it will work actually.
Yeah.
Then that's when you, and I'm kind of like catching my breath and sat down, and then you catch up to me, and that's when I start playing. Catch this, so Sam would say because we don't want to catch the cobble, we catch the street like, then we come down like that, and that's the plan. Yeah, I think that will work, you know. I think that will work.
Want to get to what? That's
nicely
the red cobble floor. Yeah,
Dude, the random people, I love it. I would love to run into them, try to figure this shit out,
fine
and now it's
running
getting
down
busy.
here, and then when we get to the
Christmas
end,
time,
we'll
jewelry
slide
stores.
up.
so we don't see over there.
And then we're like, yeah. I think it'll work. Oh yeah, we can do a twist. That is one moment we can do a twist.
Because I think we come up from the floor, we'll be upside down anyway.
Yeah. No, a twist will be nice there. And it slightly disorientates you for the cut as well. Yeah. A twist that would fire. I think you see me from like the last second, so I'm like, once you've come up from the body and you come up, you see me like here. So by the time you caught up with me, I've had enough time to sit down and yeah, I think that's perfect.
Store owner, you guys good? Sorry, I'm in your way.
And also at times like move faster.
Happy.
Yeah, I think that's good. Break off. Got a video.
That right there, people, is my brother practicing day and night, literally. I'm the gospel of it, let me tell you. He's out there getting his body ready for the cold, for his music video on Sunday. That right there is someone who has dedicated their, pretty much his everything to his music.
His health.
I can tell you that. Yeah, fair play, big bro.
Dude, that's really cool. I love that. Sister popping in, incognito, just getting shots, man. That's rad. And like we as fans kind of know that about dude. But some people might not, and that's cool to see. There's not a whole lot of artists that do everything that this guy does, man. It's wild, and this is why I love watching these things. It's crazy. Well, I've taken up enough of your guys' time. I'm glad it's recording. It would be my week if I looked down and I wasn't recording right now, because that happened to me twice today. This morning, I would have more videos out today if I just fucking gave up. I was like, nah. I need to walk away from this. That's added to the list. But no, that's regardless. That's so cool. Do me a favor. Go support Ren. Go like. Go subscribe, please. And of course, love to have you guys here as well. Make sure you smash that like. Make sure you're subscribed. Appreciate it very much. We'll talk to you on the next